For being my viewer, get 50% cashback or up to rupees 200 by using the code Sanjay on air while booking QFX movie ticket on Khalti app. This offer is valid for the first 1,000 users, so use it right away. You know, the older I get, the more I start valuing my time here. I always thought that I have less time. I do not have time anymore. I have very, very less time in this world. But now I've come to realize that I have a lot of time left. I have a lot of time left to do a lot of important things. Like you said, you know, every breath matters.
Right.
I do have a lot of time, and how am I going to go ahead and maximize that time and be valuable to the society in that time? How important is time, and how would you want to elaborate time if we had to talk about a specific moment in our life? How would you want to elaborate time, and what do you like to say to young people with time?
Well, I think most important for us is to make sure we don't take anything for granted. So as long as we don't take our life for granted, we have plenty of time. So it's a matter of realizing how to utilize what we have and how to really experience abundance instead of having a poverty mentality. And as far as I'm concerned, there's no need to have any poverty mentality as far as time is concerned, as far as environment is concerned, because we have everything here that is perfect if we are able to embrace it as it is. So in a way, I think today, if anything is wrong for anybody and everybody, is that we distract ourselves too much. A distraction is there for us, and we allow these things to distract us.
Yeah.
So when we allow these things to distract us, we take our life for granted and we waste our time. So it's not that we don't have time. It's not that we are not capable of really, seizing the moment, so to speak. But it is not realizing that if we are distracting, we are not mindful. Actually, there is nothing much that we can do, and do need to do, as long as we are not distracted. And non-distraction is the key to truly find time to do whatever you want to do, because in that non-distracted moment, I think you can accomplish everything.
How do we get to that is the catch.
That's right. So I think it's not so difficult in a way, because as a human being, we realize our life is precious. So once we realize our life is precious, we realize all lives are precious. So once we realize life is precious, then we also realize it is not forever.
Yeah.
Human life or animal lives or whatever lives we talk about is not forever. There is impermanence, right?
Yeah.
Change is taking constantly. Then we realize, there is a certainty of death, because there is certainty that this body will be disintegrated. So therefore, whatever it is, if we attach to something, if we condition too much, we're going to create karma that we will have to pay the price, so to speak. So I think, in a way, it's very logical, very logical to really relate, because this is very scientific in a way, because there's nothing that we can understand. To be able to seize the moment, we have to, of course, realize how wonderful it is that we are alive, how wonderful it is that we are able to really experience this heart of ours, which is full of peace and compassion. And there's no one that cannot fit in your heart, if you really think about it. And your heart is as big as the space, because it is not conditional, it's unconditional.
True.
So in that sense, I think we will find a very much opportunity to enjoy and relate to everyone and take everyone as your, support or somebody to relate to, and so we find many opportunities to truly, take this journey in a way, completely so like dancing all the way, and with our brothers and sisters around the world.
I wish that everybody thought the way you did. You've met the leaders of our country. I'm sure you have. You've
Yes.
met the leaders of various different countries as well. How can we make Nepal better? Not trying to again put you in the spot. I'll come to brand Nepal. I'll come to how can we take Nepal to the map internationally, globally.
Right.
We just talked about Davos earlier. When it comes to leaders as well, what do you like to go ahead and say to leaders of our country and around the world as well? Any steps, any points that you'd like to give them that they could make things better,
Yeah.
enhance their skills, maybe?
No, I think all leaders must understand that you are not a leader forever. So therefore, when you have opportunity, it is your responsibility to make most out of it. The way to make most out of it is not for self-serving, benefits that you take. If you are a real leader, it is very important to serve people who voted you to become a leader, because they expect you to really shine. And this is your opportunity to be the best that you can be.
Yeah.
So I would like to say to leader, always remember that you are not on that chair forever, and you are voted, and you are voted by the people who really cares about you, who loves you, and who expects you to do something good. So once you get opportunity, don't miss it. Don't miss it, and take the opportunity to make most out of it by serving your people and serving your country. And that is the way you can serve yourself.
Here it seems like first they try to go ahead and serve themselves and then try to go ahead and serve everybody else. And I believe that's the approach which is wrong, I guess.
No, I think if you want to serve yourself, and the best way to serve yourself is not to attach to yourself in a conditional way. So if you want to serve yourself, find out your true essence, which is you have unconditional heart, which is you have, like an inexhaustible wisdom. So with having that compassion and wisdom, if you are trying to serve yourself, should be fine, because you will not be conditioning everything for yourself, because you will be able to realize that you are no different from others are not different from you. In that sense, I think you can be a great leader, because at the end of the day, great leaders are here to serve their constituents, right?
Yeah.
And they're there to serve by being themselves in the history book.
Would you want to give somebody's example here? Would you want to name somebody? Anybody who comes to your mind as a great leader?
Who should be a great leader? Well, a great leader like Mahatma Gandhi was a great leader. I mean, the way he even wore his, dhoti, what do you call, kurta, right? So how he was able to show his, like a role to the people. I think that's very admirable, because you can say he has his own agenda, whatever. People can say whatever they want to say, but I think that becomes a symbol of leader.
Yeah.
So I think that's very good. And recently, as Nelson Mandela, for instance.
Exactly. I was coming there. Yeah.
He did sacrifice a lot, and he was able to truly do something by being in the jail himself.
Exactly. Sacrifice his life.
Sacrifice his life.
His time.
But at the same time, he was smiling, even in the jail, because he cannot afford to get mad and get angry. Then he will be gone in the jail, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is the self-serving, because if it's not self-serving, he will be really fighting in the jail. Instead, he was smiling, and he was, recalculating everything, and then he was able to, serve humanity. And now he is remembered by everyone.
Yeah.
So I think our Nepali leaders have same opportunity. I really would like to see them rise to the occasion.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen his picture for a long, long time. There you go. There you go.
This program is brought to you by Vyas Studios.